Right, I could maybe in the editing zoom in on the person a bit more, so that's a bit more clear. But what would be helpful too is make sure to just speak up for genuine. Be loud when you talk. You know.
I think when we're speaking, we probably have to cheat a little bit towards the camera. Don't
Yeah, definitely. Like when you speak, like talk with your elbows on the table.
Like it's not going to look great if I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
cheat this way.
Yeah, but not to, but it is a conversation, but it's really still capturing a conversation with us. So it's a combination.
Cheat.
Yeah,
Cheat.
a little cheat.
When you're
Acting
speaking,
is not real life.
Yeah, when you're speaking, when you're speaking especially. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I thought I was in character.
Yeah, right?
Lindsay, can you open up those
Carefully get. Everybody can play one part. Everybody can play one character.
It's such a really good, it's a deep movie.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. Yeah,
And it is Jim Carrey.
What movie is it?
It's called The Truman Show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like.
Hey Meg, do you want to get some? You want to have like? You want to get some other?
He doesn't know his whole life is being filmed.
Yeah. Like his whole life is actually staged. It's the longest running reality
What do you need?
show. Yeah, it's got a lot of good themes like privacy, technology, like media, that influence. Like it was at a good time.
It was. I was saying it's not a new movie. It's not a new movie.
Yeah, that was like what, 9?
Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was way ahead of the time.
Way ahead of the time. It's like you look at it now, like, oh wow, that's happening now.
This is what it is. It was like
It's very relatable.
Is he in the shot where you want him?
Yeah, he's perfect. Just to make sure, like, who's going to be a fair amount cut off is Larry and Nate. So both of you, especially, make sure so Machida a little bit more. Yeah, that's about.
It is LGTB.
Floyd, we're in the conference room. How you doing?
The conference room, the grand coliseum of corporate gladiators.
Oh.
I'm doing splendidly,
Welcome
thank
back
you.
there.
Just rolling around, keeping the peace. How can I assist you today?
Well, we're going to do a little presentation about people talking how they can add more value, or people kind of give us some tips and tricks about how they can get more web traffic.
Just the sort of riveting content to keep everyone awake. Might I suggest starting with the classic, have you tried turning it off and on again? Always a crowd pleaser, that one.
Oh, that's not fair, bro. I'm not sure where you come from with that. Come on.
Only joshing with you, mate. I'm sure your presentation will be a masterpiece of added value and timeless wisdom. Just don't forget to throw in a few pie charts. People love those.
All right.
That's how it goes, man. Always taking over the meeting per usual, man. But you get them under control there, Larry. That's your creation situation.
Don't look at me. I can't.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
He's gone rogue.
It's on road.
Rogue mode.
Dude, what part of artificial intelligence do you not understand?
Good point. Well, it's great to gather everyone, for our weekly meetings here. I want to make sure that we're all, Floyd, man, what you want? See, he's just disruptive today. That's his problem, man. He needs to go back downstairs. I don't even know what he's doing upstairs.
He's cool.
All right.
Let him go. Let him cook.
All right, put it back in the kitchen then. How about that? All right. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we all provide great value to each other. I know Stay With MK has been hiring Authentic Craft for some events. I've been showing up to some of their events, which is fantastic as well too. GG always supporting them as well too. Everybody, please have a round of applause. Floyd is in the mix. He's here in the mix.
Somewhere, somehow.
Yes. But it's fantastic. So really what I wanted to kind of go over, something I know that's been real impactful for me has been the growth of my website over the years, right? Getting that traffic, ranking up to right now, you just put in clothing coach, suit San Francisco, man, I'm gonna pop up. You test it out. Yeah, we there. But so I wanted to really get some tips on how I can maintain that, because I have noticed this has been slipping a little bit compared to previous years. And if everybody can share any ideas, and everybody's got their own website overall. Larry's Workbench and Next Gen Robotics, You don't even need a
It's
website.
its whole own thing. You know what I've noticed is I've been working, Larry's Workbench is what I've been promoting mostly. It is on YouTube. Check it out.
Okay.
You know what I've noticed is the most important thing is just post. Consistency. If I fall off in the effort I invest, then the results don't show up. It doesn't do itself. You know? So if I make sure that I'm posting every week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever it is, I'm getting those likes, I'm getting those comments, Floyd's getting those likes, he's getting those comments, and then that's how we're building something. So it's actually that's my tips and tricks. Is just you got to do it.
I love it.
You got to show up. You got to do it.
And stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
Consistency. I like that. I like that. We're gonna put that up on the board.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Exclamation point,
Consistency.
exclamation point.
That's the first one. Consistency.
I feel like sometimes the simpler the concept, the harder to execute. Like consistency, it's like, oh, just keep doing it repeatedly at every so interval. But I think that it's actually really hard.
That's a good point.
You know, I don't know. It's like a paradox. It's like it's very simple, but that's the most challenging.
It's hard to
Show up for
maintain.
yourself. That's important.
Show up for yourself.
Like if you say you're going to the gym, and if you don't show up for yourself, then you're never going to get the results that you wanted. You know, so just being in the space, that definitely helps. You know.
I like it. That's true. That's true.
But you have to, even if you're not getting the result at first, you have to maintain that commitment.
Yes. Wow.
So you go through, I call it the valley of doubt, where you're thinking, is this actually the best way to spend my time? Right?
Yeah.
And you got to get through that to the other side where you realize that you are getting consistent behavior, you're starting to see that success, you're starting to see those results, then you double down.
Yeah, that's faith. I mean, you gotta have faith in
It's
yourself.
faith. That's what it is.
I'm doing this. Anybody out there? I hope so. You just gotta keep going.
Okay.
Faith, what is it? Action without faith is dead, or is it faith without action?
Without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. And it could be said vice versa too, in a way, you know. But it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, man. Les Brown. Everybody know the great Les Brown? You gotta check him out on YouTube, man. I'll tell you, I start my day with a little bit of Les Brown. But he says, faith not tested can't be trusted. You know, so you do have to believe that when you're in the valley of doubt, right? It's all just a test. That's where the faith piece comes in, right? And that's what can maybe help push you through the valley of doubt to keep the consistent action, you know? And it's believing in yourself, right? Even if you don't talk about a higher power, universe, whatever it is you believe in, but it's important to believe in yourself. I like it.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think consistency is important, but also your content. I mean, make sure it is engaging content, and I think there is such a thing as posting too much nonsense content. Like you need to be careful. Like even in the modeling space, okay, she just posted that in the red shirt. Now it's the same shirt in blue 20 minutes later, and then now it's the same thing. She's looking, to the left. So you just got to kind of. It can. So then you can turn off your audience. So I think you need to just kind of, make sure it is engaging content and that there is some, difference in what you're posting from what you previously posted.
So not only just the quantity, but the quality, because you don't want to be posting a bunch of trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that to waste management.
And that's why she's the brand ambassador for the clothing company. Quality over quantity. We are right now one down too, man. Come on, quality over quantity.
I will say this though, your
Quality.
quality will get better over time.
That's true. That's true too.
That's true.
You gotta balance it with a little bit of quantity.
That's true. That's true.
You have to balance it with a little bit of quantity.
I
Now,
agree with
not
that.
the red, green, blue.
That's wild.
But still having that quantity, so you're having enough to be consistent. Whether
You gotta invest in yourself more with different, raise the quality in the quantity.
Yeah, raise the quality and the quantity.
Yes.
We at AC over here, we did 2 videos within 24 hours.
Yeah.
2 very different videos. One talking about our event series Unfiltered. The other one talking about our event series Slow Jams and Yams. 2 very different events as well. Entirely different. But to have the ability just to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Be in front of the camera and be willing to just hit record. You will mess up. You will laugh. Save them as bloopers later down the line.
Save those bloopers.
Once you have that, you just keep going and you get that more motivation. You know, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable in front of the camera, if you're camera shy, and continuing to post. Consistency that then you get to the point where you have the quality over quantity, because now every time you post, it's doing numbers.
Yeah, it's how like,
Mm-hmm.
to build off of that also, it's like the A/B testing. Because you put out so many different reels, now you notice, hey, reel A is doing a lot better than reel B. What did I do in reel A that I didn't do in reel B? Oh, I had this camera angle, or it was only 15 seconds rather than 30. Okay, so maybe series 2 of these videos, I'm gonna have them more replicate reel A, but now I'm gonna tweak something else. And I'm gonna experiment with another variable, and then you just keep refining. So to your point, yes, the quality will increase as you put out quantity, because now you're seeing which works better. And so each iteration you just fine tune it until it's like, oh, I found it. That's my formula. That's the sauce.
Experimenting.
That's what they want.
Experimenting until you find the secret sauce.
Secret sauce, yeah.
So maybe by posting more, you can get through those experiments faster,
Yes.
right? You're going to capture more data on every video. Are you looking at each video? Are you seeing what kind of numbers it did? And are you saying, okay, why did this one do better than that one? And then what do I need to do to kind of tweak it out and get better results?
Well, to put that in focus, I think some of it is about where you are in your journey as well too. Because I think where Gigi part might be coming from as well is, you know, she's been in this game for a while, holding it down, baby, representing top model, baby. You know? But the point is after you keep on, you know, going in the game here, you need to raise the level of quality. You don't want to just be focusing on pointing it out. You've now revised a little bit, as you kind of mentioned. You've identified. You double down on what's working, and perhaps that's where you invest a little bit of advertising as well too.
Yeah.
You see what's kind of working well on its own, right? And go ahead.
Amplifying that.
Yeah.
Find that.
I love it. I love it. Now the best part about that is I love that because Larry's workbench, and I know Gigi's modeling as well, is not as, and perhaps Taste Nate as well, not as relevant or as important to have a direct website as, for example.
I would say when it comes to like music or being an artist, having a website is great, but you have to have a purpose for it. So am I going to use the website to promote myself as the artist or something that I'm doing? So last year I made a whole website to promote a tour that I was doing, and so this doubled the website doubled as like showing people who you are as an artist, that when you're trying to book the event, and then it doubled as like I'm gonna put all the events on there as well, so you could bring people to your website to sign up for the Eventbrite and stuff on the website itself. Then I put like a Spotify player of like our music, so they can hear the music too.
That's smart.
So, but I'm not gonna do the same thing if I'm promoting a project, because that's more like a social media or just being outside, like promoting it and performing it for people. So you're not gonna really drive people to a website for that. But I think your purpose is matter, or your intention. That's enough of why you're using the website, instead of like I do so many different things that it's like, what am I just gonna throw all this on there and then confuse people when I'm sending them to the website? But if I had a purpose for it, it seemed to make sense. So right now with the website, I'm not on tour, so I'm trying to find a new purpose, whether it's promoting myself as like what I'm working on, instead of like having a full tour or something like that.
No, I love that.